Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We're going to be reviewing our February results this year and give you guys an update on Project 100k and let you know how it's going. Just a disclaimer, going into this video, I do have quite a nasty cold right now. It is making me sound a bit croaky and I might cough quite a bit. I'll try and edit all of that out when I can. But yes, we're going to share the results momentarily. Okay, so you can see on the screen here is my monthly results on GG Poker. If you can see by the graph, we won approximately about somewhere around 1200, 1300 buy-ins. And then we were mixing our stakes, mainly 200 now, more 500 now. We did a tiny amount of Russian cash, but I really do try and avoid playing Russian cash as it's generally a lower win rate game. And now we can just update the Project 100k counter. Boom. Yeah, that's actually gone up. So we're further away than we were last time I did a video. But that's okay, it's going to swing. Okay, and just to go through our total winnings for the month, you can see we run about $2,362 in actual winnings on the tables. In rakeback, we recorded about $816. This is not including the number of like leaderboard prizes and stuff like that. You get these kind of things, these envelopes in GG. They're all given in cash dollar prizes. They're not really tracked in our winnings. But like when it comes to our actual bankroll, it does make a difference. Because when we do buy in, we do have like $50 of this cash dollar prize that we can wager in cash games, which saves us a bit of money because inevitably you will play games on tables and lose. We stopped playing on Club GG, for example. However, we might be returning to some sort of app games because of some problems with just finding good action above 200 now, which seems to be quite difficult at the moment. We played some live poker, not a huge amount of hours. We did plan to do more hours, I'll talk about that in a minute, but we made roughly around $288 after it was a 1 in pounds. I just converted it to dollars for the sake of ease. We played some online MTTs, mostly the Sunday Million, a few other events, mostly on stars for the most part. Negative 179, we did get some bounties and stuff, but like nothing really to write home about. And in random pub games, we played one or two pub games just locally for fun with my brother. Yeah, and we've lost about $1 billion playing them. Unfortunately, that is the hardest variant of poker, so that's a shame. So that brings us to the end of the month. We won a grand total of $3,292 for the month. We did have about 71 hours of playtime in total, including adding up our live sessions and our cash game sessions. I did play MTTs, but I was also playing cash on the side, so I didn't really tally them in because I was playing at the same time. This is approximately about $46 per hour. And just to conclude some thought, overall it's a decent month. Obviously any month where you win money is a good month. But yeah, I'm just going to reflect on every month. I basically make a kind of short-term plan, and then I reflect on the month. This month was going to be a month where we had some time off. Like we planned some weeks, 2 weeks approximately, where we were going to have a few days away from our normal schedule, where we did some climbing, for example. We went and played some live poker in London and in Coventry. We met some friends that we hadn't met before, so that was all good and fun. Unfortunately, what actually ended up happening was when I actually got to play the live games, I had planned to play some 1-2 to just get back into it because I hadn't played live for like 9 months, and then I was going to go and try and grind some some 2-5, but because most live games run a bit later and my schedule is a little bit more morning at the moment. I couldn't really when it was time for me to actually spend the whole day grinding, the only game that was running was 1-2, and I just didn't want to play it. I played like at 2 hours of 1-2 at the Hippo. I just hated it. I just hated every moment. I didn't want to be there. I only really enjoyed hanging out with people. So yeah, I just didn't like it. I was meant to play a lot more hours live. That was my original plan, but like real struggle with motivation to play live games. I think a lot of it is just to do with like the environment I was playing. I don't really like the Hippo as a room. So yeah, I mean, there's not much I can do about it. The only thing that really would motivate me is if I just played in higher buying games. But I think I'd have to plan, my schedule to be around when those games run, more than just like I turned up and hoped to play some poker. Live poker in the UK is nowhere near as good as it is in America. That's for sure. The other thing that didn't really help this month was I have kept getting sick. I started the month, having a flu, and I recovered from it in time to go on my trip, and then I got sick again. Like, it's simple as that. My immunity is not doing very well at the moment. It hasn't massively affected me, but like it doesn't help your performance, and I just haven't been able to go to the gym since I've been ill. I've just been trying to get rest, and sometimes this does affect your life quality, and sometimes I just don't feel well enough to even play a full session. Other thing is there's generally a lack of good games. I found on 500 plus. This didn't really help the average buy-in. I've talked about the average buy-in if you've seen my bankroll video, which I should pop up here at this point. I talk about like having a high average buy-in, as in trying to play 500 now and 1k now is very, very important to like making 100k this year. And I was able to play 200 now games quite, I wouldn't say easily. Sometimes it was a bit slow on like the Wednesday, Tuesday type days, but I was able to like find games. But like finding 500 now games was pretty difficult. I did try and force playing like not the best tables. I think that didn't really help. In order to maintain some kind of win rate, you do have to be playing against weaker players quite often when the rake is as high as it is on GG. So yeah, just a lack of good games is slightly concerning. Hopefully it picks up now that it's the start of a new month. But yeah, that's something to keep an eye out. As I've mentioned, we'll be considering some other options for games, like maybe a return to app games, or look at other websites. Again, looked around, not the best, not the most promising. It's just this is the state of online poker at the moment when you want to play above 500 now. And the final thing, as we talked about, bankroll management strategy video, we've kind of updated it a little bit just to be a little bit more aggressive. So whilst in January and February, most of February, I was using my older strategy, which was it wasn't really aiming to do as much for NL500. I've adjusted it just a little bit to be a bit more aggressive. So we will be trying to move up and play mostly 500 now this month. But when the games are slow, I can't really help it. I will have to play some 200 now if I can. I also might go back to playing full ring ante games as well in order to try and get some more games. But yeah, just these are the overall conclusions I made. It's not very easy to win 100k when you're starting off the month playing 200 now, and you're not planning to do an insane amount of volume. As you can see, I have to win on average 9.5k per month for the rest of the year. But that's fine. Right now the goal is build the bankroll up, move up the stakes, and are we on course to doing that? Sort of. Is there work to do? Yes, and we'll continue doing that. Okay, so thank you for watching. That concludes the update video for the end of the month. I will be releasing a new video where I review some of the biggest and most interesting pots that I played in February. So yeah, look forward to that, and please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.